Somewhere on this planet, right now, there is a lost city that no living person has ever seen. Not a myth. Not a legend. A real place, with real streets, real homes, real people who lived and died there, completely erased from human memory until the ground gave it back. For centuries, historians were confident they had the story of civilization figured out. They were wrong. Farmers struck stone that should not have existed. Divers found walls beneath the waves. Homeowners knocked through a basement wall and fell into a city that had been hiding in the dark for thousands of years. One by one, the Earth has been forced to give up its secrets, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why archaeologists say we have barely scratched the surface of what's still buried. Stay with me, because the last discovery on this list is the one that changed how historians think about civilization itself. It starts in southeastern Turkey, on a quiet hill farmers had been clearing stones from for generations. In 1994, archaeologists dug deeper and found something that should not have been possible. Göbekli Tepe, massive carved stone pillars, arranged in deliberate circles, dated to roughly 9,600 BCE. That's nearly 6,000 years before Stonehenge. And here's the part that stunned historians. The people who built it had no farming. No permanent homes. No kings, no ruling class to give the orders. Just scattered hunter-gatherers, somehow organizing enough labor across generations to raise monuments purely for belief. Then, around 8000 BCE, they did something even stranger. They buried it. On purpose. Sealed it in soil for 10,000 years, until one archaeologist refused to accept that a hillside of rubble was just rubble. But that wasn't even the biggest surprise waiting in the ground. On the coast of Peru sits Caral, a city nearly 5,000 years old, as ancient as the pyramids of Giza. Archaeologists expected to find the usual signs of an early empire. Instead they found pyramids, plazas, instruments carved from condor bone, and nothing else. No weapons. No walls built for defense. No art depicting war anywhere in the ruins. A sophisticated civilization that appears to have thrived on trade and music instead of conquest, quietly breaking one of archaeology's oldest assumptions. Then, in 1963, in Cappadocia, Turkey, someone renovating their home broke through a wall and fell straight into darkness. What was waiting below changed everything. Derinkuyu, an underground city carved 85 meters into volcanic rock, spread across 18 levels, built to shelter thousands of people, and their animals, for months at a time. Massive stone doors, some weighing hundreds of kilograms, could be rolled shut from the inside to seal out invaders. 50 separate ventilation shafts pumped fresh air to rooms nearly 100 meters underground. An entire hidden civilization, breathing, eating, praying, right beneath the feet of people who had no idea it was even there. And the discoveries only got bigger from here. In the jungles of Cambodia, laser scanning technology quietly rewrote everything historians thought they knew about Angkor. The famous temple, Angkor Wat, wasn't the whole story. It was the tip of a metropolis stretching nearly 1,000 square kilometers, likely home to close to 1 million people, making it larger than any city in Europe at the time. And its downfall came from the very thing that made it great. An intricate canal system, engineered to control monsoon flooding, that could not survive centuries of unpredictable climate shifts. Finally, in the deserts of Oman, a city historians had dismissed for centuries as pure fiction, a place mentioned only in the Arabian Nights, turned out to be real. In 1992, researchers used NASA satellite imagery to find it buried beneath the sand. Ubar, the so-called Atlantis of the Sands, an ancient trading fortress that appears to have collapsed into a massive sinkhole after its own people drained the groundwater running beneath their walls. A legend historians laughed off for generations, and the sand had been hiding proof the entire time. Every civilization on this list shares the same quiet warning. Each one was dismissed, forgotten, or declared impossible, until the ground itself proved historians wrong. Archaeology isn't a finished record of the past. It's being rewritten every single year. Beneath the rainforests, the deserts, the glaciers, and the oceans still covering this planet, entire worlds are waiting for someone to finally look.